Spring is in the air and is the perfect time to celebrate Springoween. So what I thought we would do today is I pulled all of the Halloween kind of themed palettes in my collection, and I really want to kind of just create a more spring vibe kind of look with spring colors, but still kind of having that kind of more Halloween vibe that people like myself love. For the vibe we are going for, I went ahead and just did a simple Google search. So per Google, spring colors are defined by their warm, bright, light, and clear characteristics designed to reflect the freshness of nature blooming. These colors are generally yellow-based, featuring high saturation without black undertones, creating a vibrant, energetic, and youthful appearance. Now, as I am always kind of on the lookout for inspiration, I recently was introduced to a channel on YouTube, which is Mallory Hart. They do very 80s kind of vibe, which I love. I was born 89, so I'm like right at the late end of the 80s, but I think the 80s is always something really interesting. I think as I was even looking through looks today, we will actually be using an 80s look today, which I'm so excited to kind of recreate slash change a little bit. Still pretty much recreation, but changing some of the colors. 80s was so fun, you know, for part of it, right? Of course, like I wasn't there obviously, so I don't know. But a lot of the celebrities and stuff and just seeing things, I was like, whoa, it was fun. And it is something that I really do feel like is missing from our current makeup industry is color. I think that we're pops of blush and stuff like that are definitely there, but I feel like the 80s kind of really went in, and sometimes it was meant to be more bold, which I personally love, but there were other times, like a look that I'm going to show you today, which was just, it was colorful, but it was pretty. I think pretty. And as a creative person, I'm always looking for inspiration, and I feel like inspiration leads to inspiration, and I absolutely love that. I'm going to go ahead and first we're going to go through with all the palettes that I have pulled. My goal is to pick mainly one shade, I think, from each of the palettes that I'm going to decide that are going to be more spring-based to create our look with. So let's go ahead and roll into that. So as for palettes, the main one that actually kind of inspired this vibe and gave me the idea originally is the new Apparition palette from Gourmand Girls. The reason I'm not going to be using this one today is because I recently did have a video playing with it, and I just really don't feel the need to, slash it also just does not fit in with the vibe of using what's in my collection because it's still pretty brand new to my collection. What we'll be using is Wicked Widow, Graveyard Smash, Sugar Drizzle, Elements of Evil, Nomad, Witch City Salem, Melt, Halloween Town Palette, Gourmand Girls, Haunted, Beauty Moon Cosmetics, Trick, Gourmand Girls, Calavera, Glamlight Scooby-Doo, Creeps and Crawls, Gourmand Girls, Spooked, Glamlight Scooby-Doo, Rutro Raggy. Now, I know that was a ton of palettes. I'm not promising I'm going to use every single one. What I am going to go ahead and do is go off camera real quick, create the look just so I can get in the vibe, and then I will come back and we will create it together. Now that I have completed one eye, I'm going to go ahead and share our inspiration. So it is Whitney Houston in her video, I Want to Dance with Somebody. I was just honestly scrolling for 80s makeup. This was something that popped up. There are definitely variations I'm noticing between photos. Some make it look more purpley, some make it look more green. I tried to look on her video and was able to kind of create this. I feel like it might look a little bit more pink in certain lightings, but I still like this. Is it exactly the same? No. But I actually really like it, and I do think it falls in with our kind of spooky vibe, and I think it was honestly, like, really pretty. And then, like, hello, also, like, if you want to do, like, a pride look, who doesn't love a rainbowy look? It's amazing. And I hope it works with the blush. I was watching back the footage, and holy cow, either it was, like, I didn't lock the camera or what, but I looked so white, which is crazy blush, which, I mean, you know, I'm okay with, but whoa, eyesore there, I guess, if you saw that. But anyways, okay, let's go ahead and start. So, for our core colors, I'm going to be pulling mainly from the two Glamlight palettes, the Rutro Raggy and the Creeps and Crawls. So we're going to start off with the Creeps and Crawls. If you see me looking off to the side, as I was doing the look, I kind of wrote it out so it'd be easier for me to replicate. And I just lied to you. Rutro Raggy is the first palette we're going to be starting with, and we're just going to be taking the teal shade. I realized too when I said our core palettes, I didn't mean that. I meant for our outer corner, whatever, the vibe I'm starting with first. I know I already have a wing with some like liner, but we're just gonna pretend that's not there. What I tend to do with my eyes is divide them up into thirds, so we're gonna go for our outer third here. In a way, I kind of do like that I did draw the wing on previously because it actually kind of gives me like some guidelines to do. So if you've never tried that, give it a whirl. Switching over to Creeps and Crawls, I'm taking this shade and I'm gonna deepen the corner. Moving over to the Element of Evil, and I'm going to take this really beautiful orange shade. I'm just going to dip in with a fluffy brush, and I want this really a lot in the crease. Pretty much in the crease, and I'm going to take it almost all the way in. I'm going to leave a little bit because we're going to go in with a pink shade, and then I am going to take this decently high. Can you see the pigment on this orange? Like, hello? And this is not going to blend very well with the teal. I'm going to kind of still buff over it a little bit. And I feel like it's almost making a green shade, which is the shade we will be going with next, to help it to blend better. Jumping into Witch City Salem, I'm going to take this green, and I'm going to switch over to that smaller brush we originally started with, because I want to just take this between our teal and the orange. And I feel like color-wise, it shouldn't blend. But when I blended the orange with the teal, I feel like it kind of created this color. So to be honest, maybe color wheel-wise, that does make sense. Dipping into Calavera, I'm going to take this orange shade here. It definitely feels a bit brighter to me, which I love. But I'm going to take an even fluffier brush. And I want to have the color, but I'm going to tap some off because I don't want it to be too powerful. And I'm going to take that around the edge of that other orange shade that we used. And because we have this blush already kind of laid out, it really makes it pretty easy to blend into. And with our same brush, I'm going to dip into this kind of pink shade. It looks pink to me, but it definitely has some warmth, which I feel like works so well with our spring vibe. As I created this look, do I think it's the most spring thing in the world? No. I mean, I still feel like it does fit our color scheme really well, but I feel like it really also fits, though, kind of like a bit more darker vibe. Would you say witchy? I don't know. Halloween colors? Sure. Definitely 80s, though. For sure. It is a lot, but I love it. Next, we're going to dip in with the Trick palette, and I'm going to take, this shimmer orange shade. Using a flat shader brush, this one is by Singe. And I'm going to take this right underneath my brow bone. The inspo pick definitely has a pop there, and I wasn't fully sure what I wanted to add, and this just felt like a vibe. I'm going to take that Sonia Deeper, I don't even say this, a fluffy brush by Sonia G, and I'm just going to kind of soften the edges. Do we see what we're doing? Do we see what we're doing? I love this. It's so colorful. It's so fun. I love. Okay, so I know I've already kind of done a little bit, but I am going to repeat some palettes again. Back in with Element of Evil, I'm going to take this shade right here. I feel like you can't see it, but it is like a flip. So it is like a more tealy shade is what I see, but I think you see kind of a more green. Kind of just plop that into the center, starting to overlap with some of the colors. I really just love how easy shimmers are able to like blend over just like different colors that don't necessarily fit. I'm going to use that brush again that we use, the fluffy one, just to go over the shimmers and help it to further soften. I mean, yes. And then this one is a palette I never used this, so it's the Wicked Widow Graveyard Smash, and I'm so happy I was able to use this shade right here. I'm gonna put that just on the inner part of the eye. And then off camera, all I'm gonna do real quick is do the same shades underneath the eye, at least for the mattes. I'm just gonna kind of do them in a row. I did apply some black liner, and then we'll come back. I did add a little shimmer to inner corner. I don't know if you can see it, but I'll show you in just a second. All right, lastly, I'm gonna dip in with this hot pink shade. It looks orange to you, but to me, it's like a hot pink shimmer shade. Dipping in with that same pencil brush we used in the beginning, and I'm just going to apply just a little bit into that inner corner on the bottom and top, and I think that just like finishes it off beautifully. Alright, here is the look totally completed. Please let me know what you think compared to our lovely inspiration. I hope that I did it justice. I know it's not exactly the same, but I still really had a lot of fun with this look. I loved being creative and being able to celebrate Springoween and not have to spend a single penny, which is amazing and what I really want want to be doing a lot more of, especially being on a budget. So if that sounds good to you, please subscribe to my channel to join me for more content like this. I really am enjoying doing stuff like this, and I think it is a lot of fun. I'm really excited to create some more with you. So definitely please follow, give this video a like if you did enjoy it. I hope that you're having a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you in my next one. Okay, bye.